Hello, Roadrunner and Roadrunner families. We have a lot of resources that we saw at the Learn from Home link today on the first grade page, and I want to show you how you can get the most out of it these next few weeks. So first you'll need to log in with your students' information. So this is how we get there. From the main page, go to Parents and Students, go down to Student Textbooks, click that, Access Textbooks. And then this screen will pop up where you will put in their information. So each student has a student ID number, and then they also have a password. So I am going to borrow one of my little friend's IDs so I can show you from a student view how things will look. Okay, so after you get the student ID number in and the password in, you click sign in. And then this is kind of the dashboard for all the resources that you saw earlier. The first one I want to talk about is Scholastic Literacy Pro. That's up here in the additional resources. So you can just click that. Scholastic Literacy Pro is at the bottom. This green button right here, you just click it and it will launch to a different website where you do not need a password or anything. Your students' information is already in. They'll be asked to pick an avatar, and they'll also take a kind of like a book survey, so the service can kind of find out what they're interested in reading. Okay, and then the majority of the resources, after you get signed in, we're just back at the main screen here again. You're going to want to hit the green backpack. And then you can scroll down and you start to see some of these resources that we've seen. The ones that I am going to be recommending for these next few weeks are going to be iRead and Think Central. You probably saw both of those earlier. So let's talk about Think Central first. So you can scroll down to math. We'll talk about the math portion first. And then in Think Central, you can see there's, for some reason, a teacher view and then a student view. So you're definitely going to want to click student view under math. And this will bring you to another site. Again, you don't have to get logged in since we did that original login. Everything is logged in for you. In math this week, we are going to be learning about fractions. So you can go to My Library, and then you're going to want to click on Interactive Student Edition. Okay, and this is a screen that we should be looking at. We're currently learning geometry and measurements. Click that one. And then Module 16 is what we're going to be talking about this week, fraction concepts. And there's 3 parts to this lesson. So you can just click, and it gives kind of like a little mini lesson, and then it also has questions at the end for you to answer. So let's kind of take a look at this one.
How can you identify equal and unequal parts in 2-dimensional shapes?
And then you would just hit start. There's different questions and things that they ask the kids along the way. There is a part where they are going to answer questions called personal trainer, and you click on the whistle so it starts to ask the questions. There's drop-down menus or different choices where they can submit answers. And then they can just do like one of those a day would be really helpful for math. And then at the same screen, you can access science. You see down at the very bottom, there's math and science. So if you are ready to go into the science content, you just click the bottom. And then we are going to be in the student edition. And then we're also going to be using the student resources. So this one up here is more along the lines of a textbook. This week in math, or I'm sorry, this week in science, we're talking about living and non-living things. So after you get in, I usually just hit search, and then up at the top, Unit 8 is where we're at, and that's on page 304. And it's just like a regular textbook. You can scroll off to the side. You can read with your student about living and non-living things. So that is one resource for you to use. Also down at the bottom, the student resources. If you click that. You can click Unit 8, Living Things in Their Environment. There's a couple other little lessons. And then the What is a Terrarium is a little bit more interactive for them to do with this. Also, I want to talk about a couple of resources that are not within this sign-in that we were at earlier. There was something on those resource pages called Smarty Ants. This is a reading program that's really great. It's brand new to the kids. We haven't used it, but they do have a username and password to enter. I will send the links for all these websites as well. So this is what the login page will look like. You'll log in. And then this is the...
Select the ant you want to play with.
There we go. This is the really important part. My entire class is loaded on here, so make sure if your student decides to check out this program that they scroll down and they find their ant. So after they find their name with their ant, they can just select it and the program will start. Another one we use is for math specifically. It's Prodigy. There's a username and password for this separately that I can send to you as well. Another really great program that the kids like. Brain Pop Jr. was also another one that was talked about on that link list. There is login information available there. ABC Ya is another really good site. You can go by grade level to filter some skills. There's math and there is reading games on here. Really great. Sometimes the kids use that throughout the day. Another great site that they're recommending is Pebble Go. This does have login information, but it is not personal to the student, so I will just send this login information. This is really great for science, but it can also be great for writing, because I read in writing that this week they wanted you writing all about books or like teaching books. So this would be a great resource to find some like nonfiction books. The kids can just choose an animal. And they can read about it. So there's lots of different information about the animal there. They can read it themselves, or if you click this button here, it can be read to them. At the bottom, there's additional resources for them to check out if you'd like to check that out with your student. And that would be something great to write about, like they had suggested in the writing section this week. One more thing before we sign off here. I read. Sorry, we're hopping back to where we were in the green backpack where you had logged in. Scroll down, go to reading. And now instead of Think Central, we're going to be going to this, the smiley face ED, the student. Click on that. Again, since we're logged in, we won't have to log in with any additional username or password again. And here we are at the main screen. If you scroll down, You can see iRead is right there. You just click open and the program starts right away. There's other additional resources that are really great when you log into this program as well. You can see they have access to big books and read alouds, other leveled readers. So if you need to know what level your child is reading at, I can let you know, and you can look up different leveled readers. There is also learning cards, multimedia, and different things for you to explore. One more thing I did really quickly, which is completely optional, but if you'd like to, it's a really awesome kind of deal. When you log in with your students' information, you can go to assignments. And I have actually assigned books and quizzes for the students to read. So you would just hit assignments after you get in there. And then right here, start, so you can read the book. And after that, you can start the quiz. And then that's just recorded for me to see. If I see that you're reading the books that you're assigned, I can assign you more and more quizzes if that's something you want to do. If you just want to stick to iRead, that's a really great source as well. Remember, that's just at the bottom of the main page. Okay, well, I think that's all the information that I can think about for now. I know this was a lot of information, so if you have any additional questions after watching the video, please let me know. Good luck at home, Roadrunners. Bye.